Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So I wanted to talk about two things today, and I will try to talk about it as briefly as possible. Number one is I had a post on LinkedIn that I was talking about open to work, and part of what I was talking about was I specified the locations being not Egypt. Two countries that are not in Egypt. So I had a few of my close connections. They phone me up and they're like, "Hey, why not Egypt?" And I explained it to them, but I decided to explain it more in a video. Why? Because I get that question a lot. I get the question of, why do you hate Egypt? And it's not much of, and why are you not patriotic? Because my nationality is Egyptian, yet I'm very critical of my country. Very critical of a lot of things in my country. And the reason being, I have explained it before, was because of my studies. Now, you have to understand that I haven't lived in Egypt a long time ago. A long time, period. All together, throughout my 37 years of living, about 7 years is what I lived in Egypt, and the rest is, well, in the US and the UAE. Also with the US as well, it's just a little bit, like the US, I lived in Oklahoma for my studies and in Michigan for my studies, so there's a lot of acronyms I realized that I'm unaware of, even though I lived in the US, and yeah, that was embarrassing. But anyways, I digress. So going back to Egypt, I don't like nepotism. I just don't like nepotism. I don't like people who use niceties for ulterior motives and things like that. I just don't like that. And Egypt's culture is built on saving face and literally saving face. So everything is regards saving face. So, and then that's like one point of it. And the other thing is, the culture is also very much a patriarch. And well, being a female and being a woman, there's a lot of disadvantages for being a female in Egypt, and that's why I had an entire video about why it's best that if you're an Egyptian, especially a female Egyptian, you should not be in Egypt and you should be outside of Egypt. And it gets taken out of context and gets taken as like me not being patriarch. It's not that. It's because I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm an advocate for equality, and by equality I mean true equality, which is basically if you're gonna want me to be part of your culture, you're gonna have to give me what I deserve to be in that culture, and by deserving, I don't talk about money. It's not about money. It's about rights. It's about different things, and that's not the case in Egypt. The case in Egypt is basically if you're lucky enough to be born in a good family, you're going to be lucky enough for life. You're set for life. If you are unfortunate and you're not born in a good family, you are screwed for life. And that's basically the gist of it, and the cup of tea of it. Anyways, I'll talk more about it later on. Anyways, bye bye.